Okay, we're going to continue with the report of the superintendent.
Thank you, President Downing. So the first thing that I would like to do is just send a big shout out to our graduates, the class of 2014. We are going to miss you terribly. Soon enough you will miss us too, but the excitement of graduation we know will forever be in your memory. So we wish you all the best. Certainly want to recognize and the accomplishments of our students of the month, all of those who are recognized here tonight personally with honor, and then also all of those students who are recognized in our superintendent's report by the principals respectively of each of their schools. I'm going to abbreviate my report tonight, but I certainly do want to recognize all of the work that you do to stand out amongst your class. I also want to just point out to the board that the week of May 12th through 16th, we celebrated special education, and this year's theme was climbing the ladder of learning. And so this is really to recognize and heighten awareness of the work that is done in our special education programs and all of the wonderful work that is done by our special education teachers. I also want to recognize all of the amazing work again with Mare, all of the concerts and field days and awards ceremonies that are happening right now. I also want to take a moment to send a shout out to Cedar Creek, who was recognized by the Ocean and Monmouth County Girl Scouts Association, receiving the Good Neighbor Community Award. Also to Mill Pond, first place overall in the county on their math scores for their top 5th grade students, and as well as 6th grade students taking 4th in the county there. Shout out again to our Heroes and Pool Kids. They were mentioned earlier tonight. And the Garden Club at Mill Pond is sporting life. We have ducks there, and I guess they are growing older by the minute and will probably fly away soon. Dr. Kopak? Yes. Okay. And so we thank and recognize all the work that they do for supporting the Lacey Food Bank. I also want to take a moment and bring to the public's attention tonight that there is a motion for the board to approve the superintendent's merit goal achievements for school year 2012-13. I'll repeat that. That's merit goals for the year 2012-13. And tonight the board will be approving 3 goals, 1 quantitative and 2 qualitative. The superintendent, all superintendents in New Jersey need to outline goals for achievement. In 2012-13, the quantitative goal of student achievement was achieved for results in NWEA test scores, and 57 out of 58 grade level and subject level cohorts achieved gains in that area when we took a look at fall results from 2012 and to spring results in 2013. Also, 2 additional goals, qualitative goal 4 and 5, were achieved, and that was in the area of personnel evaluation and teacher induction program, and also for our administrators with regard to professional development over the summer. Effective July 1, Dr. Clark and the technology department, Mr. England and Mr. Lytle, have been working behind the scenes, Mrs. Smith certainly, to roll out a new website, and when we do that, I will post a report of the achievement of the superintendent's goals both for 2012-13 and also when the board approves the goals for 14-15. And that concludes my superintendent's report.
Okay, thank you very much. Board committee reports. Do we have finance or policy?
I have one.
Mr. Shoemaker?
Thank you. Excuse me. The policy committee met on May 27th. Present at the meeting were myself, Board Member Carney, Board Member McAvoy, and Superintendent Brower. We discussed several policies, and I will add it's a combination of mandated policies and recommended policies, really prompted by several of the new mandates that we need to meet. I'll leave it at that for now. And some of those, I will say, including the Teach NJ, Achieve New Jersey, regarding evaluations, and the Anti-Bullying Bill of Rights Act. So several first readings, which we're going to get to. Second readings include acceptable use of computer networks, pupil assessment policy, and payment of claims specifically. We also had a brief discussion, just an update on our random drug testing policy, which is now implemented, specifically about the procedures that we're utilizing. And also, we began discussions on developing strategies to implement a district-wide strategic plan, which will be a board-wide initiative. So that concludes my report for now.
Thank you, Mr. Schubiger. At this time, we'll open the floor to residents of the community. If you would like to come up and speak, just please state your name and address. Is there anyone? Hi.
Hi, Peggy Giuliano, I'm resident of Boca River, former parent of the high school.
Debbie Constantine.
I'm
Debbie
sorry.
Constantine. I have 2 kids in high school, a freshman and sophomore.
We're both here and just a little concerned about something. We had heard that possibly April Orlando will no longer be one of our advisors for our AIDER organization. And there's nothing in the minutes about it, but it is a concern for us. She's been there 9 years. Both of my children went through her program, as they say, and they loved every minute. She was very helpful to them, and really with my daughter, she really pushed her with the children, really showed her how to, help them, and that's what the field she's going into. So we're just a little really disappointed if she's not going to be there again, because she's really good with the kids and has done a lot for our district in that area.
I'm concerned because I have a freshman and sophomore who, my husband and I really believe in the 4 for 4. And we really pushed our kids for that, and they're really into athletics, which is great. Keeps them out of trouble and everything, but we really wanted them to join clubs also in school. And first thing that my daughter thought of was Miss O. She was a familiar face from middle school, and it's kind of intimidating when you join a club and you don't really know anybody in there. And she was a familiar face for her, being a soccer coach or a gym teacher. And she had a tremendous year this year. She was asked to go to the AIDA retreat for the Elks. She went, she learned so much, came back and shared with everybody. I believe in this program. I think it's incredible. I thank the district for having the program. And Mrs. Rand and Miss O do an incredible job together, an absolutely incredible job together. So we just felt that we needed to say this.
Make sure you know that
everybody
people
takes it
care.
into advisement. Care. Basically.
Yes.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on to board comments. Can I start with Mr. Giordano today?
Thank you, President Downey.
You're welcome.
I'd just like to start out by saying congratulations to the class of 2014. It's been a great year, and all the best to you in your future endeavors. To all the individual award winners this evening, great job. Seniors of the Month, David, Madeline, Mariah, good luck. To Tori for the Unsung Hero Award, good luck. Thanks to the Elks for helping the community in the fight against drugs. It's great to have that donation and to give the recognition to Margaret Rand. To Mark Krause for the Scholarship Award, fantastic job. It's quite an honor to be named the valedictorian of your high school. It's something that you'll remember for the rest of your life. Congratulations. To all our retirees, thank you for choosing education as your profession and making an impact with the many students that have come through the doors of all the schools in the district. A few of the teachers that I had actually retired tonight, so a special thank you to you. And that'll conclude my comments for this evening.
Thank you. And Mr. Schubiger.
Thank you, President Downing. I'd like to shake it up a bit tonight. It's great.
I know,
Got me
keeping
by
you on your
surprise.
toes.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. I got to tell you, Mr. Giordano hit a lot of the things I was going to discuss. So, not to be too redundant, but all of our award winners tonight, congratulations. And I think it really highlights and underscores the diversity of our student body, all the different activities that they're involved in, their dreams and wishes that we hear about. Watching some of the interviews, which are insightful and comical at the same time. I love them. They're great. Thanks to Mr. Hanshu and the students. And I have to say, the students know exactly what they want to do, which is really impressive. At 18, I knew I wanted to get involved in my community, and I wasn't sure exactly how yet. And somehow these students seem to know, which is really impressive. So I think we're doing something right, giving them a course. And I wanted to add, this morning I was able to attend the middle school awards, which was very well attended. I have to say I barely made it on time. Had to get my own kids off to school this morning, and I couldn't find a parking spot. Ultimately, I did, but I was pleased to see how much parent support was at the event. And again, I think, sir, you're going to be very happy with the kids that are coming your way. I'm sure Mr. King shared that with you. But very impressive group, academically, socially, just being involved overall, which is what we're looking for as a whole district. And then on to our retirees tonight. It's always nice. It's sort of bittersweet. People really put a lot of time and energy into education, at least in this district, I know for sure. I'm sure elsewhere, but particularly here in Lacey. And I will add that some of the people, I will not name them because they will not like me to name them, had an impact on me as a student and also had an impact on my children as a student, which is really unbelievable and really awesome to see. So that says a lot about our district, in my opinion. So congratulations to all of you. I know we'll see our graduates in the next several days, but just to throw it out there again, great job. Good luck in all of your future endeavors, to our seniors and to our 8th graders. You've got a great 4 years ahead of you, so best of luck to you as well. Thank you, Mrs. Downing.
Thank you. Mrs. McAvoy.
Thank you, President Downing. I want to reiterate congratulations to all the retirees. Best of luck. I'm jealous of you, and many happy years. And students of the month, congratulations. Luke and Pat, for all your service, coming here once a month on Monday nights. Good luck to Mackenzie and Paul. We're looking forward to working with you in September. I had the pleasure to go to all the 3 of the Mare nights, and I was so impressed with what the schools put on. The dedication, so many teachers were there, the students, the families. It was amazing how much work they put into it. Very impressive. The academic night, scholarship night, the LTEA party for the retirees and the teachers of the year. It was so nice to be a board member and represent the board and attend all these wonderful events. The Relay for Life, Team Lacey Pride, congratulations. We had about 40 students and the administrators, the Board of Ed, Lenoka Harbor's team. Between all the Lacey teams, we probably raised about $10,000 for the Cancer Society, so that was very impressive. To continue Mr. Martinak and my success stories for former students, I have 2 other success stories right now. Stephanie Cook was a 2009 graduate here of Lacey Township High School. She graduated MIT in 2013. She's presently working as an engineer for Genotech in San Francisco, which is owned by Roche Labs, which is, she's very successful. It's wonderful that she's out there, and we wish her the best of luck. Jenna Caroccia is a 2009 graduate, Cabrini College, 2013. She graduated with honors. She's currently the Director of Institutional Advancement and Alumni Relations at the Valley Forge Military Academy. She's had the pleasure of working with the President of France, the Prime Minister of Saudi Arabia, and Rosie O'Donnell. And tomorrow she'll be in the United Nations attending a multicultural conference. So that's also very impressive. And also congratulations to our very own Mark Geiger, former teacher. He already reffed 1 World Cup game, and today he found out that he got another game. So he will be reffing, I think it's the China game this week. So congratulations to him. And that's about it for tonight. Thank you, President Downing.
Thank you, Mrs. McAvoy. Mr. Martinet.
Thank you, Mrs. Downing. I too would like to congratulate all the students who were recognized tonight in our final year-end Students of the Month and Unsung Hero, Victoria, David, Mariah, and Meredith. I'd also like to say so long to Patrick and Luke. It's been a pleasure serving with them this year. They always brought a lighthearted approach to what we do up here, which is good to have because sometimes it's not always that lighthearted up here. And I'd like to welcome Paul and Mackenzie and look forward to working with them next year. Our retirees, I didn't have a chance to add it up, but I'm thinking the years of service comes out somewhere between 900 and 1,000 years. It's an incredible amount of service to this district that we lost tonight. It's people that have been here since some of the board members and some of the administrators were in elementary school. Principals come and go, board members come and go, superintendents come and go, but there's a cadre of people in this school district that are there year in, year out. Don't worry about what goes on up here or focus in on what's going on in the schools, and they make a difference every day. So I wish them all the best of luck, and I wish them enjoyment in their well-earned retirement. And I'd like to wish the entire staff and student body a safe and happy summer, and especially to the great class of 2014. And last but not least, continuing on, as Mrs. McAvoy mentioned, I need to make a correction. Last month I did talk about Marissa Roberts, who graduated the Naval Academy last month. I was in error though. I said she was commissioned an ensign in the Navy. She was commissioned a second lieutenant in the U.S. Marine Corps. Same officer pay grade level, but it does make a difference to the Marines, I'm sure. But she will be heading off to flight school in Pensacola to hopefully earn her Naval Aviator's Wings of Gold. Sarah Wallace from the class of 2011 finished up her bachelor's requirements in only 3 years at Sacred Heart College with honors and has been accepted into their graduate physical therapy program. And Tara Vogel from the class of 2010 finished her BA at Seton Hall University in only 3.5 years with a 3.7 GPA, graduated with honors, and did all that despite spending a semester in Germany studying abroad. And she's now awaiting word on acceptance into the Navy Officer Candidate Program. So I just want to congratulate those graduates that are out there doing well. So that's all that I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Martinek. All good news. Mr. Carney.
Thank you, President Downing. Stinks going last, but almost last.
What?
Congratulations, Mr. Luke and Patrick, and I wish them well. They served their class admirably. For the student of the month, and I wish them well. Thank you to the Elks for their presentation to Margaret Rand. I'm sure she appreciates that. And all retirees. Mr. Martinek's right. There's years and years of experience going out the door, and years and years that will take a long time to be replaced. So I wish them well in their retirement, and I'll end with wishing everyone a happy and safe summer.
Thank you, Mr. Carney. Vice President Torello.
Thank you. We just sound really repetitive, but thank you to all the seniors who did make it here tonight to show that they did care about being acknowledged as the unsung hero. Also, the seniors of the month. So to David, Madeline, Mariah, and Tori, thank you for coming and showing and sharing with the community all that you've done in the district and also in the community. Patrick and Luke, it was an adventure having you up here. It was always fun to see, especially how Patrick may show up in shorts or long pants. I love that with the bow tie. But I think that Mackenzie and Paul will have big shoes to fill. I know that they'll be able to do it, though. I know that Paul and Luke will share all their experience with you, and I'm sure you'll have just as wonderful a year. There's so many people to thank for all their service. You heard that we had custodians, principals, nurses, teachers, secretaries, paras, cafeteria. It feels like a significant amount of people have left. But what I think is more impressive is that they didn't run out the door as soon as they could. We had people who were here for 44 years, 30 years, 25 years just in our district. We had people who returned to the district. So what does that say about our district? It says it's just not a place to get a paycheck and to walk out the door. It's a place where you give your heart and soul. And I know the staff did. My boys going through the district had the privilege of working with many of these people as their teachers, as the secretaries in their school. As a parent and a board member, I've had the opportunity to work with numerous of the people who walked out the door tonight. We're sad to see you go, but please enjoy your retirement. It was hard earned. And just on a different note, our transportation department also got an award. They were ranked 4th in the state for 2013-2014 school year for the transportation efficiency in the state of New Jersey. So that's 4th in the state for transportation efficiency, and obviously that makes us #1 in Ocean County. So yet again, Sue Lynch has done it, and congratulations to Sue and all her staff. And lastly, we've all been attending a lot of awards at the end of the year. It's the most fun time of the year. One of the things not mentioned yet is the Spring Sports Award. I had the opportunity of getting to meet all the student athletes and scholars. A very impressive group of students. I saw the impressive teamwork that they were able to muster this spring season, and also keep up tremendous GPAs. So it was extremely impressive and very humbling. Thank you to everybody. See you at 8th grade promotion and high school graduation. And pray for good weather.
Yeah.
Thank you. Have a wonderful summer. Thank you.
Thank you. And I will make my comments very quick. I too would like to congratulate all the award recipients tonight, all our retirees. As I said before, they're going to be missed. There's a lot of history leaving our schools this year, but I wish them well. The Elks once again comes through with helping our school district. They're very generous with their donations and very generous with helping us as a school district. So thank you, as always, to the Elks. Maury Week, wow. I went from Cedar Creek, where I was a pirate with a treasure chest walking around. Then I went over to Mill Pond and walked through there, and I saw Nemo running around the hallways. And then over to Lenoka Harbor, and my gosh, next year would you please have buses to bring us over? Because that walk from where I parked over to Lenoka, but it was fabulous. I can see why all the educators and the students get so involved with this, because it was so exciting. Unfortunately, I didn't make it to Forked River. I actually, after walking Lenoka Harbor to get to my car, I was exhausted. But next year I'll start with Forked River. But it was fabulous, so thank you so much. I also would like to thank Mr. Hanshu and all your advisors. I heard the prom went very smooth, without a hitch, and the students had a great time, so thank you for that as well. And to our graduates, our 8th grade graduates, good luck. You're coming into the high school. We're ready for you, right, Mr. Hanshu? Your arms are welcoming them. And to the high school seniors, congratulations, and we wish you lots of luck on your future endeavors, whatever it may be. And at that, we're going to move on to new business. Okay, so page 72, items A through J. A through J. Could I have a motion, please? Move. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Roll call, please. A through J.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Just verifying, we are only voting on A through J at this point,
Just
correct?
A through J, correct.
Okay, yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Torella.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Mr. Stein, on page 76, K?
Yes, I request the board adopt a motion to open the public hearing on policy and regulation 2361 to receive any public input on the internet safety protection policy. So motion.
Could I have a motion, please?
Move it.
Second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Torella.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Is there anyone in the public that would like to comment on these policies? Seeing none? Motion to close the public hearing, please.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Again, we're just voting on K?
Yes.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Torella.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, on items M, oh, I'm sorry, where's L? Okay, L, could I have a motion that the board approve the first reading of the following policies and regulations?
I move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Down at the bottom, there's another motion. Motion that the board approve the second reading and adoption of the following policies and regulations.
So that's all part of L?
Mhm.
Yeah, we just voted on it.
We voted on it already, right?
Wait, we don't need the,
Well, no, Linda read the first motion.
All right,
Now
so
she's
this is
reading
the
now
second
she's
one.
Do we want to make it L1 and
L-
L2?
That's fine.
okay, motion L2. Do we have, did we get a motion?
I didn't hear it.
I'll make that one.
I'll
Okay.
second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
This is the second
The second
motion
one at the
on
bottom.
page 76.
Right.
Yeah.
With the
Yes.
second reading.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak. Marnak.
Oh, I'm sorry, on L2, yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Okay, can we do item M? Okay. Could I have a motion adding, at the end of the motion for a total of $159,100?
I have in the amount of
Or the amount?
them. In the amount.
In
In
the
the
amount
amount
of
of-
159,000.
Okay. So move that the board approve the 2014-15 employment contract for Assistant Superintendent Vanessa P. Clark, Doctor, in the amount of $159,100.
I move.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
I abstain.
Mr. Schubager.
Abstain.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Abstain. Item N, could I have a motion that the board approve the 2014-2015 employment contract for Business Administrator Board Secretary James G. Savage Jr. in the amount of $199,205?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Abstain.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Could I have a motion now for items O through S?
Move.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. The top of page 78, item 2, donations. Move to approve and accept the following generous donations. 3 Star Track spin bikes from Retro Fitness of Bayville to the high school, value of $600. 1 donation check for autistic program from Ferguson Enterprises Incorporated to Lenoka Harbor for $500. 1 Arbor Day tree for planting donated by Mr. Craig Thibault from the Ocean County Shade Tree Commission to Forked River for $125. 1 lunch provided for Staff Appreciation Day from Thompson Healthcare and Sports Medicine to Cedar Creek for $250. 6 Amazon Kindles from Thompson Healthcare and Sports Medicine to Cedar Creek for $465. Miscellaneous quantity for arts and crafts supplies from Walmart of Lacey to Cedar Creek School for a total of $300. 1 Otto Altenberg used piano from Mr. and Mrs. Henry Soloway from Cedar Creek School for $1,200, and 4 pizza donations for Relay for Life volunteers from, I'm not going to say this right, Capuli's Pizzeria to Cedar Creek at $72. Could I have a motion, please, to
Move.
accept these? Second?
Second.
Roll call?
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes, and thank you.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes, and on behalf of the entire board and the district, thank you very much for your donations. Item 3, programs and curriculum. A through A.
Move
Have a
it.
motion.
Move it.
Second?
Roll call.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes, on page 79A, professional days, move to approve the following professional days.
Move.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Could I have a motion under certificated personnel A through D? A through D. Wait a minute. Okay, for the board, under B, we need to add on number 6, replacement position number 6. For a BA step, there's no amount, it's $53,023, 53023.
Step
Okay.
12. That's step 12.
Step 12, okay. Step 12. Okay, so could I have a motion with that correction or addition, A through D?
I'll make that one.
I'll second.
Roll call,
Mr.
please.
Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
I'm voting no on B, numbers 1 and 6, and I'd like to explain myself. I'm trying to be fiscally responsible, and I don't feel that we need to offer such high steps to some of the staff members, so that is my no vote.
Yes on the rest of them?
Yes.
And so you're gonna say yes on B, but not on B1 or B6?
Correct, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Marnak.
I'll vote yes on A and B and abstain on C and D.
Mr. Schubager.
Voting no on A and B, while I'm confident the staff will do well, and I wish them luck, I've expressed already, I think we need to continue to balance maintaining an excellent staff with meeting our fiscal responsibilities. So no on A and B, and yes on C and D. And abstain on item E.
We
We
didn't
didn't
get that.
vote, we're just
We're
doing
not
D.
there
Oh,
yet.
that's right, we stopped at D on this one. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Carney.
Vote yes on all of them.
Mrs. Terrell.
I'm voting yes on all, and I would just like to mention in regard to B, I feel confident that the school board has vetted all the steps and all the salary that's offered. The salary that's being offered is for people with extended experience. These are not new teachers. These are teachers that have been working in other districts with some 20-plus years of teaching. So we are appropriate, I believe, in what we are offering and trying to attract seasoned and proven educators to our district. Thank you.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. E. Could I have a motion that the board approve the following recommendation for merit pay in the amount of $13,954?
I'll make that
Move.
motion.
Second?
I'll second that.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Abstain?
Mr. Schubager.
Abstain.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
I have to abstain. Okay, moving on to page 83F through N at the top of page 87. Okay, F through N. Can I have a motion, please?
Yes, I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Could I have
I'll
a
second.
Thank you. Okay, roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Abstain?
Mr. Marnak.
I'll abstain on J and vote yes on the rest, and also point out that we're approving Mr. Mark Geiger to be a volunteer coach for all 3 seasons of our track teams. So we're looking forward to seeing him back in the field.
J. Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
I have to abstain on F and yes on the rest. Okay. Page 87,
Before you do that, there was an add-on that I'd like
okay.
to read. This is, would be O, administrative position. Move that the board approve the following employment of administrative personnel: Ann Taylor, district supervisor, at a salary of $100,500 plus longevity, effective date July 1, 2014.
Move. Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
Yes.
Mrs. McAvoy.
Yes.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
Yes.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes, and Ms. Taylor, congratulations and best of luck to you. Okay, moving on to item 6 on page 87, items A through E. A through E. Have a motion. Thank you. Second?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Mr. Giordano.
No on A. Yes to the rest.
Mrs. McAvoy.
No on A, 1 and 2, yes to the rest.
Let me clarify, that was no for me on 1 and 2 as well.
1 and 2.
1 and 2, yes to
Okay.
the rest.
Mr. Marnak.
Yes.
Mr. Schubager.
No on A, yes to the remainder, same reason as I gave before. Thanks.
Mr. Carney.
Yes.
Mrs. Terrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Downing.
Yes. Is there a motion for it?
Yes.
Is there anything else to be added? Could I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please?
I'll make that motion.
A second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Meeting adjourned.